Listener discretion advised. Now, here's LoveLine with Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla.
Well, it certainly is. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. Adam Carolla, Dr. Drew is a board-certified physician, addiction medicine specialist. Tonight we have the one and only Carrot Top coming in studio. Tomorrow night we're going to have the band Poe, and then moving on to Sunday next week we have Party Girl, which is... She played Marcia. She's really hot in the new Brady Bunch. Her name is Christine Taylor. Drew, do you know her?
She drinks until she barely has her senses about her, and then she can relax enough to have sex with me.
All right, well, I hope you wore a condom, Drew.
Gee, it hurts when I urinate. I've got these lesions.
Well, now, what did you do to pass the time after the lesions and
I
everything?
was bored, so I had my tongue pierced. I was bored, so I put a spear through my penis.
Okay, well, Drew, usually you start off slow and you build up, but tonight you're all over the mic. Engineer Mike, put that on a card, please.
You know, I saw him doing some stuff when I walked in here tonight, and I should have suspected something. Both you guys were a little bit quiet. Mike was actually hustling tonight.
Yeah.
He was moving rather quickly. I thought, something could be up.
Yes. You notice I was nice to you, and I got to
you
your
were
coffee?
Nice. Yeah, you were like making sure I stayed in. You were like making sure I stayed in one place.
All right, Engineer Mike, just let me hear that first one
No,
one more
come
time,
on.
please.
Here it comes. She drinks until she barely has her senses about her, and then she can relax enough to have sex with me.
Engineer Mike, put that on a card, please. Oh, that is awesome. All right, well, Drew, nothing wrong with a little lighthearted jab at.
It's just another layer of awareness I have to put into everything I say.
Oh, please.
Just
no.
to think about the fact that anything I say can be taken out of context. It will be.
Let me tell you something, Drew.
All right, Adam, tell me something.
Here's your job. I want you to concentrate now.
All right.
You're like an NFL kicker. There's 2 ticks left on the clock. It's the 4th quarter.
Yeah.
And your team is down 18-20.
Right.
The field goal's going to win it.
Right.
Now, just because...
Each call, just because that happens every 5 minutes.
Just because the opposing team calls a timeout and tries to ice you doesn't mean you can break. You have to lock on.
Right.
You understand?
I'm there.
Don't lose your focus, man, because that's all you got.
All right. Me and George Blanda.
Yeah. All right. Drew?
Yeah.
You ready to get started?
Let's go.
Did I miss anything? No. All right. Carrot Top will be in here. I don't know. Ann, is Carrot Top here yet? No. Well, he'll be showing up soon enough. Lars, 20, you're on LoveLine.
Hey, Adam.
Hey.
What's going on, Drew?
Well, so far I'm not ecstatic.
Okay. All right, I have a question, and I'm asking in behalf of a female friend of mine. She was wondering, should you wash your hands before masturbating? Like, is there some kind of risk of infection if you don't?
Right. Well, was she working with clay or anything?
No, she's not coming in from the field with all kinds of crap under her fingernails or nothing.
All right. She didn't change her transmission oil or anything like that?
I don't think so.
Well, I don't know. What do you think, Drew?
I mean, I think it's a good idea. I think it's more of an issue for women because anything that anytime they press against the urethra, anything there can get up into the bladder potentially.
Really?
Yeah.
Because they have such a short urethra?
Right.
And mine has to travel 2 to 3 inches before it reaches the bladder?
Approximately.
On a good day?
On a good day.
With a strong wind behind it?
Indeed. And, and obviously if you get a break in the skin and you have some staph or something on your fingers, that can be an issue. But for the most part, it's not a big deal.
But it's not a bad idea to wash afterwards, just as, a
of course.
gesture of politeness to other family members and friends.
Mm-hmm. Well, what about, like, toward the male side? You know.
I'm generalizing for both sexes.
Well, I got to tell you, Lars, I have washed my hands afterward many a time, but rarely beforehand, and I've yet to come down with an infection. And believe me, this has been thoroughly tested in the lab. This is not something I've experimented with here and there.
Not about the lab, in the field, anyway.
Right. And in the bedroom. So, Lars,
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry about it too much.
Oh.
It's more important for the women than it is for the men.
All right.
All right?
All right.
All right. Thanks for your concern for your friend. Wow. What a guy. Tom, 20, you're on LoveLine.
Yeah, I put alcohol in a bong recently
Mm-hmm.
and smoked it like that. So I got really like messed up. I thought like I was gonna die. My heart was beating real fast. My pulse was going crazy, and I couldn't breathe. And I asked the nurse around school, why was I like that or whatever. She said that alcohol vapors burned a hole in your lung, and I was discussing this with a friend of mine who just totally doubted me, so I thought I would call up and find out from another doctor.
Yeah, I mean, I've never heard of such a thing. I've heard of people putting booze in their bong, and I'm not aware of any medical syndromes that come out of that. In fact, Cypress Hill last night, I think those guys had tried everything in their bong,
Yeah.
right? And
They tried
at least
putting heroin in the bong to
Yeah.
filter the THC
right.
out.
At least their lungs were stable. Be that as it may, though, if you were to burn something, which generally you could certainly, it could ignite. The alcohol could ignite and you could burn things in your lungs, but you'd be burning the airways then, your trachea and your bronchial tubes, that sort of thing. And you'd be wheezy and have shortness of breath.
All right, well, hold on.
You wouldn't be having the panic and the high heart rates. You're having that because you're smoking a lot of pot. You probably smoke a lot of pot. And the longer you smoke pot, the more prone you are to these kinds of panic attacks, frankly.
What
Right.
kind of booze did you put in the bong?
I put just wine.
No, please, Tom. That's nothing. That doesn't count. And who's this nurse you're talking to at school?
Oh, it was just a friend.
Yeah, okay.
Sounds like community college, what it sounds like to me.
But I also had another thing. I was listening when Cypress Hill was on, and they were talking about how drugs, they really don't teach you much in school. I kind of figured that, when I was going through junior high and high school, so I ended up sitting my little brother down with me and my friends when we were getting all messed up one night.
Yeah.
Taught him the real way around it. Now the kid's scared out of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was really glad I did it.
Well, that's interesting.
I figured it was a mistake for me, so.
Well, it's interesting. The parents. I talked to a couple of psychologists today and sort of did an informal poll on people how they felt about talking to adolescents, the parents talking to adolescents about their drug experimentation, and everybody said the same thing I said. It's just no, don't even talk about it. It's not an issue. And if you do talk about it, still make the message must be loud and clear. This is not I did this. Here's what happened. It's not okay for you to do
You're
it.
saying you should yell at them?
No, just no endorsements. No, it's not. It's just because you don't be ambivalent. Just because you did it, it doesn't make it okay for somebody else. It was a mistake to do it.
That's a
Right.
little vocal humor there, Drew. Tom,
Yeah.
how old's your little brother?
He's a freshman in high school, and all of his friends have been getting high since
Right.
7th or 8th grade, and I've actually taken a couple of them and had little words with them and kind of beaten them.
Why don't you
That's
deal with
good.
your own problem?
Yeah, why don't you talk to yourself and beat yourself a little bit more
Well,
often, Tom?
I've more or less stopped since that one time.
Okay.
Yeah, but you'll
So.
pick up again, or you'll pick up something else.
Well, no, he won't. He stopped.
No. That's statistically, he will not stay stopped. Yeah, it's just the way
Tom,
it
you
is.
want to scare these kids? You sit them down, tell them you're 20, and tell them how much you're making an hour, and they'll never go near this stuff. All right, Tom?
Yeah.
Stop pouring stuff into your bong.
Stop using your
Wha-
bong.
Wine into his bong. Oh.
Huh?
Like I said, we've talked about this stuff with sex and strapping things onto one's penis and piercing and stuff. If you're going to smoke pot, for Christ's sake, just smoke the pot. You'll get high. Don't worry about it. You don't have to worry about, being like some kind of chemist in the lab pouring a bunch of concoctions into the bong beforehand to squeeze the extra brain-killing sensation out of the marijuana.
If MacGyver were a marijuana addict, this would be it.
It's going to be the name of my next album, Drew. Shannon, 20, you're on LoveLine.
Yeah, my fiance and I want to have a baby, and he has a low sperm count.
How low?
We haven't had it checked, but it's like.
How do you know he has a low sperm count if you haven't had it checked?
I
She's
was-
just eyeballing
okay, I
his
was
sperm, give him kind of a rough estimate.
You got a jeweler's eye out.
Hold
a
on,
jeweler's
Shannon.
loop.
Yeah, it's like when a guy comes in who's going to clean the carpeting in your apartment. He looks around and he goes, yeah, look about 1,200 square feet here. I'm sure Shannon did that. She looked at an old tube sock after some sex, and she went,
Take a magnifying glass out or something?
nah, I'm guessing she just kind of did that weighty thing you do with your hand, when you go, yeah, it's feeling a little light. She did that thing what McGarrett does when he puts the stiletto into the sack of heroin, and then he smears a little on his tongue, and he says, pure grade smack. All right, Shannon.
Yeah, he's taken a lot of medicine in the past for manic depressive,
Right.
and it was propanol, and I read up in a medical book that it makes you sterile.
Indorol?
No, propanol.
Propranolol, which is Indorol.
Okay.
Doesn't
No,
make anybody
duh.
sterile. That does not make you sterile.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Don't worry about that.
Have you been having sex unprotected and you're not getting pregnant?
yeah,
Okay, have you
and
been?
I have a 3-year-old.
Uh-huh. So
So-
you know everything works.
Yes.
Well, is he on any medicines now?
No.
Uh-huh. And who's the 3-year-old from, Shannon?
From another guy.
Uh-huh. Where's he?
You're kidding.
My ex-husband.
Uh-huh. Oh, and what's his involvement with the child?
He doesn't claim her.
Uh-huh. You know it's him, but he denies it.
Right.
And so he offers no emotional or financial support for the youngin.
Right.
Why don't you go after that? I mean, if you know he's the father.
Because I don't care. I mean,
Yeah, but-
if he doesn't want to have any part in his daughter's life, then, you know, he doesn't have to see her.
Yeah, but what about the financial part? I mean, what about, putting clothes on her back
My
and putting
fiance
food in
does
her
that.
belly?
Look,
My
but you-
fiance does that.
let's say someday it becomes an issue as to what school she go to or something. She could resent you for not having insisted.
He's already told me that my fiance can adopt her.
Oh, this guy.
Oh.
This guy deserves to be beaten.
Yeah.
I hope he gets pulled over in L.A. so he gets that beating he deserves. Shannon,
Uh-huh.
why don't you just concentrate on the 3-year-old? Is that one too big for cuddling? Why
No.
do you need another?
Because I want to have mine when I'm young.
Why?
Because my mom's like in her late, her early 50s, and she's still got one in the house, And I don't want to be like that.
All right, so
Well,
Shannon's thing, if she can pop out a big litter of kids before she's 19, then she can be free and clear by the time she's 39.
Right.
To go out and get loaded and have a good time.
Why have kids in the first place if your goal is to kind of get through them?
Oh no, I want to be like my mom and help my kids, even after they're 18. But I want to be able to, go on a trip, and come back when I want to, and not because of restrictions.
Where's she going to go to finishing school?
Listen, Shannon, how old's your fiance?
27.
All right, why don't you guys wait till you get married and give it a few years and, take care of the one you have and make sure everything is squared away and you're financially straight and everyone's strong physically and emotionally, and then go out and have your next one. All right?
Okay.
All right, she's not going to listen to me.
Of course not.
Kevin, 14, you're on LoveLine.
Hi, I go to school and I have tons of friends that smoke. I'm just wondering, what is the big deal about it,
Smoke cigarettes?
Yeah.
Tobacco. You tell us.
Well, I don't know. I mean, see, I have this dad and he lost his leg to arterial sclerosis.
Yeah. So it's a more harsh reality. I mean, the consequences of tobacco are very real to you. You've seen it happen.
Yeah, I've seen it happen, and I mean,
What do you think your friends are thinking?
I don't know. They're just thinking it's like the cool thing to do,
Yeah.
and I'm just wondering why, because like my grandfather
do you
died
think-
at age 35 from a heart attack of same
Right.
thing.
Well, that wasn't from smoking. That's just because he was sort of malformed.
No, at age 35?
No, come on.
Oh, he was. He was
yes.
35, and
If you're going to die at 35, you're probably smoking tobacco or cocaine. Those are the two things that make you die at 35.
Was Grampy a crack addict?
no, not that I know of.
All right, but how does cigarettes kill you at 35, Drew?
It
You-
gave him like a
You do 2 packs a day for 10 years, you get it.
Kevin,
yeah,
your dad has a fake leg?
yeah.
Do you ever screw around with your buddies, like when he's just wearing slacks and loafers and you throw a knife into his shin and have it stick?
Oh.
No,
Okay, you may want to look into that. All right, so why are they smoking?
just because they think it's the cool thing to do.
Right.
Name a friend of yours who smokes.
Alyssa.
Alyssa. Do you think Alyssa believes she's going to have a heart attack or going to lose her leg?
No,
Do you think that there's any possibility you could convince her that that's a possibility for her?
no.
All right, that's why they smoke.
Right.
That's why they smoke.
And, I don't understand why younger people are smoking these days because Lord knows none of the advertisements are geared toward the kids. No, not that Joe Camel. Absolutely not. That's geared toward older senators. That has nothing to do with the kids.
What do your friends say the reason that they smoke tobacco?
Well, they just say because they're like it's like the cool thing to do, or
Yeah, but
everyone
they
else is doing it. And,
They wouldn't say, hey, because I want to be cool. Well, what do they say?
well, yeah, they've said that before.
Really?
All right, so Kevin,
Yeah.
here's the deal. You concentrate on not smoking. You try to do what you can with your buddies, but that's about all you can do. It's gonna run its course. They're gonna do what they do, and you take care of yourself and hang out with people that don't smoke.
All right. Thanks.
All right,
Bye.
all right. I guess they say it's on the rise, don't they, Drew?
Big time.
Mark, 30, you're on
But
LoveLine.
it kind of goes along with the other drug use, though. They really will not accept what is known about these substances, whether it's tobacco or acid or ecstasy, whatever it is. They don't want to hear it. And,
Well-
and it's not going to happen to them even if they sit down and listen to you.
Well, we've discussed this a million times. A mentality, because you've been there. When you were 13 and school just started in September,
Yeah.
Christmas vacation was 1,000,000 miles
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just, you wouldn't even bother thinking about it, during October
Right.
even, because it was just, screw it, it's not even in this lifetime.
Right, right.
Okay, the reality is it's 3.5 months off.
But
So you can understand that when you tell a kid, hey, you're 14, you're smoking cigarettes, by the 35 years from now, you're going to start, hacking up fur balls. The kid's a big deal. I'm waiting. I haven't even gotten past Christmas break yet.
Right.
It's
You're
the
right.
same thing with, venereal disease and
Yep.
pregnancy
Yep.
and all that
And
stuff.
other drugs. I totally agree with you.
Right.
But-
So you're indestructible, and don't worry, your time will never come. The Grim Reaper's 1,000,000 miles away, and he's napping. Okay? That's the mentality. That's why people are 15, just, they don't care. I was the same way. I mean, I rode motorcycles, didn't wear a helmet. I could have cared less about any of that stuff. Now I put a helmet on just to get in the shower. I'm the biggest puss in the world.
Do you have any advice for somebody who, you're looking back at the younger folks, and what do you tell them?
Well, I can tell them what the calendar does when you're young is it starts slowly, and then the
Stretching.
wind blows harder and harder and harder, and the pages start going, and then it's like, whoop, cancer. And you're like 57, and you're lying on your sofa, and you have all that stuff you work so hard for.
Right.
You went to school, you did the career, you kissed the man's ass, oftentimes the white man. You did all the things you had to do. Now you got the big screen TV. Now you got the jacuzzi. Now you got your 22-year-old trophy wife, and the doc just gave you 3 months to live.
Yeah.
That's what you don't want. See? Did that help, Drew? Mark.
Yes,
Hey, you're 30. You're on LoveLine.
yes. My question was, how effective is Gold Seal? It's a product that's sold out here in Kansas that is supposed to clean out your urine so you can pass a UA.
It is
The herb, Golden Seal?
Yeah,
Right.
It's not very effective. However, I know that some organizations, particularly like law enforcement, if they find Golden Seal present in your urine,
Right.
they'll consider your urine dirty.
Right.
Because why the hell would you take Golden Seal unless you have something to hide?
Well,
there is an actual legitimate medical use for it.
No, there's not.
Oh, please, Drew. There's plenty of these whacked-out herbalists who are into Golden Seal.
There are people that take there is not a legitimate medical use. There are people that
No.
take Golden Seal for other than hiding substances,
Right.
but not if you're going to have a urine test, because you wouldn't be taking it. The people are going to have urine tests are instructed to stop taking everything.
They are.
And if you keep taking the Golden Seal, it's because you're trying to get something else out of your urine.
Mark,
Yo,
what are you looking to do?
we spoke a little while ago. I smoke about an ounce every other week.
Uh-huh.
I'm the guy you said that, if I die, you can crumple me up and fill me in your pipe. But
Right.
I'm planning on being cremated so you can just stand down with
Well, please, let me scrape your lungs for resins before the guy slides you into the fiery
I
oven.
take 190 and soak my stems so that I have resin to scrape out of there. And that's what you use alcohol for with regards to marijuana.
Oh, you are crafty, Mark.
Yep.
Hey, Mark,
Yeah.
what kind of job are you going after?
What?
Air traffic controller.
Not recently. It's hard to say. I've been in the convenience store industry for over 10 years, put myself through college, and I might be looking at something in that. They all test.
Hold on, Mark. That sounds a lot like garbage technician to me.
Yeah.
But don't tell any of the ladies you're in the convenience store industry.
$28,000 a year to start, 12 paid holidays.
Don't tell them that either, Mark. I
Out
know.
here in Kansas, that's
All right,
good money.
right. You're mayor with that kind of money.
Yeah.
You're buying the next
There
election.
are teachers out here that make $22,000 a year after 5 years of teaching.
Oh my gosh.
All right. So.
We're out here in Kansas, man. It's not the same as out there in L.A.
All right, but Mark, you're still not going to get laid if you talk about the convenience store industry that way.
Well, I don't want to get laid. I've been celibate since '93. So
Why is that?
why not?
Why not? Because it feels good, you jerk. What are you thinking about?
Well,
All right, listen,
Anyway.
Mark, I'm telling you what's going on with you. You've lost your will to live with this marijuana.
no, I haven't. I've only smoked since I was 12.
Oh, okay. Listen, Mark, you don't want to have sex. That says it all.
I don't want to be involved in the emotional complexities that are involved in a sexual relationship.
Nobody does, but we want to have sex, so we make compromises, don't we?
I did it when I was 24 for the first time, and then I did it again when I was 27, and
penis doesn't work anymore.
it's not worth it.
All right. Is the penis functioning?
There, and they require no emotional import or support.
Mark is the new poster child for why one should not do pot.
How's the penis working,
listen to
Mark?
his lungs, too. Cough for us, Mark.
Sorry?
Cough.
It only comes up blood every once in a while.
That don't sound any better.
Yeah.
All right.
You know, but when I have an asthma attack, I can always go in for a quick, Maximus, and I'm fine.
All right. No, Mark,
asthma attack.
Please, why don't you try giving up the weed for just a while and see what happens to your
Dude,
life?
I went to Europe and I carried because after going there 7 times in the last 2 years, I couldn't stand being without it for 3 weeks.
You couldn't score in Amsterdam?
No. I was behind a former Iron Curtain getting stoned under a statue of Lenin.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Jesus. All right, Mark.
I was in Russia during the elections.
What were you doing there? The convenience store correspondent for CNN?
Actually, I'm scoring artworks and bringing them out.
Scoring them?
All right, he is a very. I'll tell you, I wish we had more time for Mark because this man is like a Rubik's cube. Each time you turn him, there's a different complex side to him. Very interesting, except for the convenience store part. Drew, I hate to have to go to commercial. We got to go to commercial when we come back. Hopefully Carrot Top has shown up by now. Producer Ann gave me a look like I don't know, and I'm not going to tell you, but we'll find out.
LoveLine will be right back. Why? Because we like you.
Engineer Mike, put that on a card, please. Phone number for LoveLine, 1-800-LOVE-191, fax number 310-854-4455. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew, the board-certified IAM. Here tonight with the better late than never Carrot Top, who I'm guessing is tardy because you were doing Leno?
I did, yeah, the Tonight Show tonight, so it'll be on at midnight, so it's not going to interrupt the show. It starts at 11:30, but my little segment is on from 12 to about 12:07. Thank you.
And Carrot Top, did you do your act and then get to sit down with Jay?
Yeah, I actually got to talk this time. Which
oh,
was nice.
really?
Yeah, we talked about life and
during the commercial, and then he
products.
kicked you out since.
No, actually, we talked a little bit. It was nice. It was
got
fun.
a cure
the
for
first
cancer
time
going?
Yeah, the first time they actually had me sit down and talk, and then a supermodel came out, Bridget Hall, very sweet woman, but I think she's like 19, and they filled her with beer. I mean, literally, they were in the back room just loading her up with beer. I know, and I'm thinking. Is that? I thought they'd frown upon that. I mean, here's the, they're from the Tonight Show.
Who's they?
I'm not going to bring up names, but it goes bomb, bomb, bomb. NBC. They're like loading her up with liquor, and I thought, I'm just speculating. I heard through the grapevine, my sources tell me that they were loading her up with liquor. So she came out, she had a great time, but she was so nervous, so they filled her up with beer.
Oh, okay. Then
Which, by the way, I like to fill myself up with beer. There you go.
Well, a lot of performers are that way. They need a little something to take the edge off
every night. Yeah.
A little bong hit before the show is normally what I do, but I'm not going to advocate it or anything. I'm just saying.
All right, so you did your set.
I did my set,
as we call it,
and it was about a minute longer than the Tyson fight.
Right.
And then
then you got to go sit down and chat with Jay.
Sit down. I looked for change in the sofa and about $1.25, $1.50 in there.
That's huge because most of the times when they have comedians,
they don't say nothing, right? They say thanks for coming, thanks for coming.
Right. They treat them like they treat bands.
Exactly.
The band performs and then they go over and shake their hand and then they give them the big kiss off.
Right. Exactly.
All right.
So it was actually very nice to me tonight and pulled me over. I think the only reason he did is because he wanted me to help out with the model. So I came up with a fan with lights and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That models can wear when they're like just walking.
Like a vest.
Right. It's a vest with lights and fans, so when they're wherever they are, their hair blows and they look like a supermodel. And this woman got into it. I mean, she was really.
Did she put it on?
Oh yeah, she put it on, and we had to slap her out of it. Hey, we're at the commercial break and get out of the thing now.
Now, did you do the?
I'm sleeping with her now, by the way.
Oh,
she's out in the
BS.
car. No, I'm serious. I left the window cracked. She's all right.
Listen, you know what? I was thinking a lot about Carrot Top on the ride.
Drew, I haven't seen him since.
Forget about Dr. Drew. Please relax.
How many people have you saved since the last time I've been here? You know.
Like he saved 5 people, but 10 people killed themselves when they heard how boring he was. So it's it's the yin and the yang of radio.
Right.
Now I was thinking about the name Carrot Top when I was driving in, and I was thinking everyone knows Carrot Top. And
everybody wants the name? No.
Everyone knows the name.
Oh right.
And I was thinking,
they do.
I wonder if his name was like Joel Wittenberg, if people would know. Now, obviously,
It used
people...
to be Joel Wittenberg. That's funny you say that, and I changed it to Carrot Top.
No,
It
that's
seemed
so
a little bit-
load of crap. But people that followed comedy would know. But everyone knows Carrot Top, and I'm thinking it was genius with this name. Now, I'm not saying you're not popular, and I'm not saying I'm not saying that people wouldn't know who you were,
Right.
but I think more people know because you picked a funny name.
Well, just
and
like Hootie the Blowfish. I'm sure the name had a little ring to it. People liked
what
it.
he's getting
Right.
at is he wants you to select a name for him.
Oh, would you like me to help you out with that?
I'm thinking toward like broccoli ass.
No, that's taken, actually. I know a broccoli.
All right, well, if you could come up with
He's not a
something.
very funny guy, but you want to be broccoli.
I'm looking for a handle, in other
I'll
words.
work on one, okay?
All right, and we'll
This
work.
is the only radio show where you hold hands while you talk. This is great.
That's
Little circle. It's a circle. Circle talk.
That's not my hand.
Oh.
Andy, 20. You're on LoveLine with Carrot Top.
Hey, well, actually,
Beavis?
hi guys, everybody.
Hi. Yeah.
I had a question for Adam. It was kind of in reference to your butt shaving kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's never gonna.
So glad you brought that up.
It's never gonna leave you. But anyways,
No.
so I figured since you must have gotten some kind of, like shaving etiquette in the past, because like my dad never pulled me aside and said, "Hey Andy, by the way, you need to shave yourself here and here and blah blah blah." So I was just wondering if maybe you could give me a hint or something, some kind of like advice on where to do it.
You have a
see.
handbook or something?
I see. This is sort of the Big Brother organization, but as it pertains to shaving one's ass.
I think I'm going to call you Soft Ass. That's your new handle, right
Soft
there.
Ass?
Yeah. So you shave it?
I've been
Occasionally?
let me
No,
tell you something. There's a big difference between a shaving and a pruning.
Oh, really? Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
The upper lady on there rips the hair from the root.
It's more of a shaping and a styling than it is an actual shaving.
I shaved my well, I didn't, but my old girlfriend shaved my little carrot patch into a nice little shape.
Really?
Yeah.
You're orange down there, aren't you?
Sure, well, not even. We color it, you know.
I got to tell you
I
that.
don't have the guy at the football. I have a little rainbow down there. Hey, 311.
Johnson 316.
Right, 316.
All right.
311. That's the name of the band.
We
Is it
had 'em on.
311? Oh, what the
All right,
name?
all
I'll shave
right.
my
Wait,
ass
enough
away
of
here.
this stream of consciousness stuff. We're going into outer space here. All right, so Andy, you want me to sort of tutor you?
Yeah.
You want me to do what your dad wasn't man enough to do?
Yeah.
All right, first off, do you have a problem down there?
What do you mean?
Do you have excess amount of hair?
Well, I mean, it's not like, nice and, whatever.
All right.
Not like bushy, yeah.
Right, but do you have enough? Could you, for instance, braid...
Bushy? Oh,
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
I don't know.
Could you braid your ass closed?
Well, probably.
Okay, listen, Andy.
I've never tried.
Andy.
Huh.
Listen, what you got to do is you got to trim it kind of like the barber trims the back of your neck. You know when they clean up the back of your neck when you get a haircut?
Okay.
You got to do it like that. Don't use a razor blade. Don't use shaving cream. Just give it a little trim. That's all.
Boy, the first call on it, shaving your ass. I never thought...
It's very highbrow here. Oh, you're one to talk.
Master, but hey, I'm into shaving stuff. Let's talk. Shave it in the shape of an arrow, so when you're naked, there it is. It points right to it. That's what I want you to grab.
I
right
have
there.
seen
See the
your
arrow?
I've seen your act. You're no Mort Saul. You're up there. You got like a banjo strapped to a hubcap, and you're banging
about
around.
Right. That's about right.
All right, so let's talk about you. First, let me plug a few dates for you.
Great.
Friday, September 13th, he's going to be at the Warner Theater. That's in Fresno. Saturday, September 14th, he'll be at the Warfield Theater, and that's in Frisco. So I guess that's... Oh, yeah, you're going up, yeah. Sunday, he'll be in Thousand Oaks. That would be the 15th at the Performing Arts Center. And then Saturday, September 21st, at the Vic Theater in Chicago.
Geez, I better go get some sleep. I didn't realize I had that many dates coming up.
How long a set do you normally do when you're doing a theater?
Oh, probably an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes. It all depends on the night, the crowd, they're into it. Yeah, you can always go a little longer.
And do you...
No one cuts me off, at a certain hour, like on the radio. Your show's over, good night. Right, the light, they don't do that. But there is a certain point, after 2 hours or so, I have rent on the hall that you pay for, so yeah.
Do
Hour and a half.
you mix it up to keep it fresh? Or?
Oh, I dance, I sing. No, it's, yeah. Every night's different. Yeah, I don't have a set routine. Because then it would be really boring.
But
so.
I mean, you have a lot of the same components in the same
Yeah, there's
bits.
a lot of props and a lot of things that I would do, but what I do is I do mix it up. I probably have like 31 trunks of stuff that I go on the road with.
Right.
And then I pull out, let's say, 6 trunks that I want to do, and I go with that material that night.
So like Kiss has less overhead than you do when they hit the road.
Well, with the tights and stuff, yeah. Although I'm kind of like Kiss.
Now, what about smashing?
Flash pods. I mean, really is. We have like
do you?
Oh yeah. I'm not kidding you. Actually, the show's really gotten cool. We got we added like flash pods, like explosions.
Right.
Laser. I have a laser show. and stuff. This way I can suck and people still entertained. You know what I'm saying?
Now,
I go, God, he wasn't funny, but it was bright. It was cool, man. And I looked just a little bit better in tights.
You must spend hundreds of dollars a month on watermelons alone.
Not water. No, I don't do the Gallagher
Oh,
thing,
a little
no.
Gallagher humor
smash,
there.
I smash carrots, yeah.
Now,
in
do
a
you-
shredder. It's
do
the
you-
90s. I put it in a shredder and I shoot it out at them.
Do you get any? So you got basically a salad shooter.
A salad shooter. There's your handle.
The salad
The
shooter?
salad shooter.
All right, for lack of a better one
Well,
at this
it's better
point.
than soft ass.
I'll
What do you
go
want?
with
We'll
that.
keep working with it.
All right, do people give you crap for being sort of Gallagher-esque?
Not at all. No.
No.
'Cause I don't. What I do is more of. It's twisty kind of invention stuff. It's more offbeat. It's more of a twist between like Carlin and Stephen Wright than it is Gallagher. It's not. I don't do puns, so it's some of it's clever, some of it's stupid. I kind of mix the two.
All right, well, tonight just be clever, would you?
We will.
Lisa, 21, you're on
Oh,
LoveLine.
man.
Hi,
Hi.
to the doctor a couple weeks ago, and I had a pap smear done, and I hadn't heard anything back from them, so I called them, and they said they're still reviewing my file and that I might have precancer cells. I was wondering if you could tell me a little bit more about that.
Did they specify what stage or how it was classified?
They just said it was very mild right now,
All right.
and that they probably wouldn't do much about it.
I just want to understand what you understand about what the pap smear is. Why do you think you go in to get a pap smear?
Because I need a pill.
Okay, what do you think the doctor's doing it for?
Well, he's reviewing to make sure that everything looks okay, I guess.
And what might he find if things weren't okay?
Bad cells.
Right, it's a cancer screen.
Okay.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, that's why I wanted to follow that line of questioning, because I don't think people really realize you go in, the doctor scrapes the surface of the cervix, looks at the cells under a microscope with a special stain called a Papanicolau stain. Papanicolau, I can never pronounce that damn thing.
Oh, yeah,
And,
like you're going to get called out on that
Yeah,
one,
really.
Drew.
Yeah, we
Oh, the
got-
fax machine is burning up. All the
And-
14-year-olds smoking pot know that Drew screwed up his medical term.
And if women in their 20s get cervical cancer, and if it gets away, it's a deadly disease, and it's a common disease. And these days, with the presence of a common occurrence of herpes and wart virus, there's maybe potential increased risk of cervical cancer out there. So what we do is we scrape these cells off, look at them, and if they look like they're becoming cancerous or moving in that direction, you get something called a colposcopy, which is where they sort of get a telescope and look down right at the surface with like a microscope right on the surface of the cervix, and then you cut out or freeze out, or the various techniques they use to remove these little areas of abnormal cells, and that's it. Just like if you had a little skin cancer and your doctor comes, oh, we've got to take that off, it's a skin cancer.
Yeah.
Take it off and that's the end of it.
All right, but it's inside of you, which makes
No,
it
it's
a
not
little
inside.
hairier.
It's not inside. It's
No, we're back to the hair
that
thing.
is outside. The vagina is outside the body.
It
Is it
is?
really?
That's the mouth is outside the body.
Wow.
No, well,
Yes.
yeah, but if I put my finger in your mouth, I'm in your body.
No, you're not in my body.
Really?
I've never had
It's
sex
still
then.
It's still.
You've never been in
I've
a
never
woman.
been inside of a vagina.
You've
Nope.
only rubbed up
No,
against a woman. What do you mean? That's like saying the garage is not inside the house. I mean, when you pull the car in, you're saying the car is not pulled into the garage. When the penis car pulls into the garage, it's in the garage. It's not on the driveway.
That's right. And sometimes you stay in there for a while, and sometimes you pull out of the driveway.
And sometimes the car backfires prematurely,
Right, exactly.
and you got to drive home embarrassed. But all right.
I had a pap smear one time, actually.
All right, wait a minute. I know because Carrot Top's going to do 15 minutes on pap smears here, but I feel sorry for Lisa.
Right,
so
Lisa's trying to get an answer.
So wrap it up quite nicely,
All right,
Drew.
so Lisa, what I'm saying is that the reason you go is just for the purpose of detecting these precancerous changes, so they can be removed, so you never get cancer.
All right, so she shouldn't worry.
You're on time. You're on top of this. You're getting these pap smears regularly. That's why you get them. They'll watch you a little more carefully once you get some abnormal cells, but just go through the procedure, go through the motions, and I'm sure they'll be able to contain it without any difficulty.
And if it is anything, they caught it real early.
And there's, again, multiple techniques to eliminate it and get it under control. And don't even. It's if you don't have your pap smears for year on end, and you go in and the doctor says you have cancer, then it's too late.
All right. Now, what about if you put your finger in your nose? Is that inside your body?
You know, there's certain body spaces that are, like the bladder is inside the body.
Well, no, duh.
Well, but there are certain spaces that are sterile and they're really inside the body. But the GI, the entire intestinal tract is basically outside your body.
Let me ask you this, doctor. Is my finger in my butt right now, or is it outside my butt? Jeez.
All right, when we come back, we're going to get Carrot Top's right hand out of his ass. Drew's
Is it
gonna,
the whole hand? No wonder I'm squinching. Jesus.
Drew is, you've practiced. And Drew's going to answer some more questions, and I'm going to have a good time watching both of them.
Ow!
The phone number for LoveLine, 1-800-LOVE-191. Call now, all you sick kids. LoveLine will be right back.
Phone
Yeah, be
number.
nice to Carrot Top,
All right,
damn it.
Well, I know. I was
Okay.
telling you, producer Ann pulled me aside in the hall and said, "Stop bagging on Carrot Top."
You be nice to him.
Ann looks a little nervous.
He comes to us all the time. This is my favorite show.
I'm a huge Carrot Top fan.
Oh, I'm in the wrong booth. I should be over
Get
there.
over here.
Oh man,
Be
I should be
nice,
working the drive-through.
All right, I'll be nice to Carrot Top as long as he minds his P's and Q's. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. Here with Carrot Top, fresh off his Tonight Show appearance, which
That's right.
will
My
be
makeup hasn't even dried yet.
right now.
I
Don't,
look great in makeup, don't I? I look pretty good, don't I? This is a good lighting for me. I should walk around.
Queen
with
Elizabeth.
lighting.
did they? I guess
bring-
they do you up, right?
They do you up, yeah. They make you, yeah. They fill in some dents and.
They make you whiter than you already are.
I know, and that, I'm clear if they take the makeup off. You can see right through me.
I got to tell you something, and I was a little abusive toward the Carrot Man 10 minutes ago, so now I'm going to come around and kiss a little carrot ass.
Well, let me come around then. Hold on.
Not
Freshly shaven.
Not a bad build, the Carrot Top. You know, I mean, he looks pretty solid. It looks like you've been like working out or something.
Yeah,
He's
you
got
gotta
a
lift
look.
those props. You know, these props are heavy. You gotta hold. You know.
Is that what it is? Look at those guns. It's not bad. And let me tell you, it's not.
One could be bigger than the other, but let's not mention that.
It's not easy for the albino freckle guy to look muscular.
That's right.
That's why bodybuilders always are tan and greased
That's
up and
very
all that.
true. That's
The
very
whiter
true.
you are, the harder it is to look buff.
Look at how a black person looks so buff because their muscle tone and they all show better. yeah.
Absolutely, and this is goes along with we've gotten into this before, but it's been a while. Why everyone thinks the black man's penis is larger, because it's black and it's got the definition.
How many have you seen, by the way, Adam? While we're on that, thank you.
I've seen enough movies to know that the black man's penis looks larger than the albino man's penis.
If you paint yours black, it's true. I have mine. I spray paint mine black. Whenever I have a date, it does. It looks bigger. I'm telling you. They go, wow.
Yeah,
cool.
don't use the flat black either. Use
No, you
use
wanna
the gloss.
you want to use high gloss.
All right, so Carrot Top, we were talking. I don't know why I feel like an idiot going. So Carrot Top.
You should have heard the year I was on. Remember that, Drew? We were talking, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we were in a very serious discussion, and Dr. Drew leaned in to the big discussion and said, I have to agree with Carrot Top on this one, and it was just the funniest thing I think we've ever heard.
I'm going to call you CT.
Please do.
All right, and you can call me AC.
I'll call you AC.
And we'll call Drew.
Doctor.
You can call me Dr.
Crabhead over there.
Doctor.
Okay, now you're doing a movie.
Dr. Love, and call me.
All right, I'm plugging the movie. I could
cool.
stop.
Okay, please plug.
You're done with the movie.
Yes, I'm done with the movie. It's all finished. Done.
Chairman of the board.
Chairman of the board, which was really fun. It was great. I'd never done a movie before, besides the porn work I did early in the 60s.
Right.
But,
You guys in the same film?
yeah, we were in the same film.
I was
It was
Carrot's stunt
It was a lot of black cock around. But anyway, that's a whole different night. But no, it was fun. We filmed a lot of it right here in Venice Beach.
And who else was in this?
Courtney Thorne-Smith from Melrose Place.
Right.
Louis Anderson, Larry Miller, comic Larry Miller.
Right.
Very funny guy. Raquel Welch.
Really?
Of all people. Is that amazing? Raquel Welch is in the movie.
And
I can't believe they agreed to do this.
And what was it like meeting someone you'd been masturbating to all these years?
I masturbated right in front of her. I said, let me show you what I've been doing for years, right here.
I'm sure she's used to it at
Yeah,
this
I
point in
did.
her career. But
She
now,
said, what the hell is that?
what is this movie about?
It's carrot juice. Get lit. What's that?
He's got out the salad shooter and he's
The salad
putting a little
shooter.
carrot juice on her pumps.
Right.
What is the movie about?
It's about a surfer. Myself, I'm a young guy who's also a surfer/inventor.
Mhm.
So I brings the props into it. Because that was the hardest part about doing a movie. They were like, how can we get Carrot Top in a movie? What are we going to put him in, So I thought, do it about me. He's a comic or like with the props, so it was easy to have, it wouldn't be hard for me to act.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? First movie. So they said, just be yourself. which was the hardest thing in the world. I'd spend hours in my trailer. Are you ready yet? No, I'm trying to find me. Because I don't know really who am I.
So does the story revolve around you?
No, but to a certain degree, it's just me. It's about a young guy who's a surfer/inventor, and I inherit a company through weird circumstances, which is kind of like a sharper image company, a lot of inventions. And I become the CEO, and I invent all these crazy things, and I come up with the world's greatest prop, which is a real TV dinner. You can eat TV. You can eat and watch TV, and it's silly, and the world goes nuts for it, and I rise to stardom and fame and fortune.
So is it kind of a 90s jerk, maybe?
I was just going to say, if you want to compare it to that, it would be just similar to that. And I have a sexual romantic relationship with Courtney Thorne-Smith from Melrose Place, which is wonderful.
You say you're a surfer in this thing?
I'm a surfer slash...
How do you do with the tan situation?
We shot around that. A lot of body makeup. Yeah, hours in body makeup and prosthetics.
All right, so did you write any of this movie?
I wrote a lot of it. A lot of the props and stuff I wrote, and a lot of the dialogue. We worked...
all right, so it's coming out in April.
Coming out, you got plenty of time to get tickets. It doesn't come out till April. But it was great because I got to have sex with one of the Melrose Place chicks. You know what I mean?
Right.
And she had to have sex with me because it was on page 47. It says right there, screw Carrot Top. So she had to.
You did not.
I did.
You did not dip that carrot into her, did you?
Well, no, I didn't. But I really wanted to.
Okay.
Her team of lawyers had different things to say about that, but it was great.
All right, so
and I couldn't put my tongue in her. How about that? I'm not kidding you. This is no joke. There was the director came up to me and said, by the way, Scott, come here. That's my real name, by the way. Scott, unless the IRS is watching, it's sphincter cranium. But he said, listen to me, Courtney, you can't put your tongue, in her mouth unless it's Dr. Drew and it's outside her mouth. But I couldn't put my tongue anywhere near her mouth. And I said, are you kidding me? This is a girl from Melrose Place? Isn't the tongue, that's what the whole movie, the whole show is about tongues.
That's how she got the gig.
That's how she got the gig, exactly. Thank you, Adam.
Oh, the humanity.
Exactly. So I couldn't put my tongue, I couldn't get my tongue,
Let me tell you, I don't think I could control myself because when you're kissing, your tongue isn't really officially connected to your brain. Your tongue just sits there like a Army Reserve, and all of a sudden your lips start moving, and a bell goes off, and they go, "Come on, boys, let's move,
exactly.
go,
and that's what was happening, and the drill sergeant was yelling at me,
Right, it's like telling you, sneeze, but don't close your eyes.
Exactly.
Tara, 34, you're on LoveLine with the fabulous CT.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Carrot Top.
Hi.
Hi, Adam.
Yeah.
Dr. Drew.
Hey, Tara.
Actually, I got kind of carried away listening to you on the phone. First of all, black does not make you look slimmer.
That's Adam.
It does.
Or it makes you look slimmer, not fatter.
Yeah, slimmer.
So you guys are way off on that.
No, slimmer. That's what we said. Makes you look slimmer. Makes your muscles show more. Yeah.
It makes you look more defined.
Women wear black because we look thinner.
Right.
I'm wearing. Maybe that's why I look so buff right now. I'm wearing a black T-shirt.
Right on.
I'm just saying the black man's penis. Well,
I used to be a black man. I'm telling you. When I was a black. Seriously, when I was a black man.
Me too.
Yeah, a lot of people would say to me, "Man, you look really muscular." And then when I became white, it all went away.
There you go.
See?
Actually, what I'm calling about is Dr. Drew.
Yeah.
You said something that, and I'm a layman in medical terms, but you said that the vagina is actually a outer part of the body.
Right. So is your colon and your small intestine, your stomach and your esophagus.
Well,
Those things are outside your body.
But you have never had cryosurgery, and you have never had a cone biopsy, and it is the most inter part
Yeah,
of
you
your
threw
body.
the doctor. Don't use those words.
Tara.
I'm sorry?
Tara, do you know what they do when they do cryosurgery?
Yeah.
They cut into your body.
It's a whole lot
Tara,
like
Tara, they cut into your body.
And they are on the inside.
They're just looking through the vagina to cut into your body.
I've had 3 cone biopsies.
Tara, listen to me very carefully.
Okay.
The cryosurgery has nothing to do with your vagina.
I've had 3
Tara?
3 cone biopsies.
Tara?
Yeah.
Listen to me.
All right.
Tara, they are cutting into your cervix, into your body.
The tip of my cervix.
The vagina is just something they're looking through. The vagina is outside the body, and they're going past it and cutting into your cervix, which is inside your body.
Oh.
Okay?
Tara?
That makes sense.
Tara?
Oh, sorry.
When did you have the lobotomy?
Inside the body.
3 days ago.
Yeah. All right, Tara?
Yeah.
Don't argue with the Drew man.
Well, I've been listening to you guys.
Right. All right.
Oh.
Please,
Adam, love you back.
Well, yeah. Let
You
me
bitch.
let me tell you my relationship with Drew. He's like it's like your sister. It's like I can say whatever I want about my sister,
Right.
but you can't.
Right.
And it's absolutely the same way with Drew.
And I appreciate that.
Frilly panties and all. He is really like my sister. And I can
Cool.
beat up on him all night long, 5 nights a week, but when someone comes after Drew,
There you go.
man, I'm like a...
Never leave your wingman. All right.
Right.
Talk to me, Goose.
All right. Drew, you got another call? Screw you, I'm going with this one. Jonathan.
Yeah, hello.
20. You are on LoveLine with Carrot Top.
Hello, how you doing?
Good.
Good.
Well, I had a question. See, I've been dating this girl for a while, and this is my first try at a monogamous relationship. And we've been going together about a year and a half or so, but it's really burning me out.
Mm-hmm.
I used to date often a whole lot.
You can't tolerate a monogamous, dating a single person. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I guess, this is my first try at it, and it's driving me crazy.
What is driving you crazy about it?
Well, she got a young child, and he's like the worstest child I ever met almost. I mean.
So is it just she is not right for you, or is it being monogamous that's not right for you?
It seems like it might be both of them.
All right. Well, why don't you just start with maybe she's not right? Because that you can fix.
How old is the child, Jonathan?
He's 4 years old.
Oh, my God. And he's
Now,
already
you're-
a hellion?
You're okay with the kid, though?
Well, I've tried my best. I try my best, at least at that. I take him to the park. I buy him anything, like things that he need. And when I try to be a father figure, because his father's a no good ass bum. Excuse my French. I'm sorry for that.
What is it that's hellacious about the kid?
Well, have you ever when you go to a nice restaurant?
Yeah.
Let's say like there's a couple of 5-star restaurants around where I live, and we'll go in there just to have a nice dinner and everything. And he'll fall out in the middle of he'll fall out, have a complete fit if we don't get him something like.
Well, hell, I did that tonight at the restaurant. There's nothing wrong with that kid. He's fine.
Carrot Top did that at the Arby's on the way in.
You're right. There's nothing wrong with that.
But that is sort of age-appropriate behavior.
kid.
That's what 4-year-olds do. Is they take the salt and they dump it all over the table, and they take the sugar and they dump it in, and they spill their drinks. And you got to tolerate some
Yeah.
of
What
that.
do you want him to do? Make fun of you because you're not using your salad fork? I mean, come on, Jonathan. The guy's 4. He's supposed to crap in his pants and go nuts.
I've got almost 4-year-old triplets. But I'll tell you what we do, though, in public places when they really screw up.
Ether rag.
They get one warning. No, they get one. I might have resort to that. I'm sure all the parents out there can appreciate the fact that would be a viable alternative sometimes.
Oh, yes.
But we give them one warning, and then they get a timeout. And you don't get mad at them. You take them and
You have the whistle and everything there?
no, you isolate them somewhere, and they get
In the
if
corner.
they're 4 years old, they get a 4-minute timeout. And if they break away from the timeout spot that you've designated, the 4 minutes starts
Do you
all
dress
over
like
again.
the Foot Locker guy? You have the
And-
striped shirt and everything.
And they really respond to that. I mean, our acrobatics have ceased.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
Yeah, the flying Pinskys are now sedate.
But I've tried that. I mean, I've tried to sit down and have a talk with him, and
No. It's
So
a
wait,
4-year-old, Jonathan.
wait.
It's a
Have
4-year-old.
we come up with a conclusion then, Jonathan, that the kid is really maybe the problem?
he is I
I mean,
don't
because you're in love with the woman, but the kid maybe kind of to you is in the way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's sort of like that, because we can't go out no more and do all the things that I want to do. Like I love to go out dancing and partying.
You know, Michael Jackson has sleepovers on Wednesday. You can send him over there for a night off.
And
Just kidding. I'm kidding.
Makes him
I
like.
think
I was there
You'll
last
get back.
Wednesday. Oh, he's mean. I'm telling you.
All right,
No
Jonathan,
pudding.
Carrot Top, please.
sir, I'm sorry.
Dr. Drew, please. I'm
gonna cut me
gonna
off.
wrap this up in 20 seconds here. Here's the deal, Jonathan. You're a young man. You're saddled with a lot of responsibility. You went from this sort of swinging bachelor life, out dancing and whatnot, to saddled with just a ton of responsibility all in one fell swoop. This is overwhelming to you. You may feel old, but you're not. You're young, and you haven't gotten all the dancing out of your system yet. So
I
this,
wouldn't be wrong for just like picking up and going on.
well,
No.
You would not be wrong.
no, but I mean, you have to do it the right way, and you have to, you know, you can't just leave everyone leave them flat. I mean, you have to discuss it with them and make sure everything's taken care of, and then you move on. But your heart isn't in this one, and if you're not moving on this week, it's going to be, a month from now or 2 months from now. Either way, you're going to drop the ball eventually. So I say just drop it now and go out and dance.
Yo, G. The phone number for LoveLine is 1-800-LOVE-191. LoveLine, right back.
Yeah, everybody on the floor, this is Ice-T. You're listening to LoveLine with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Hey, we're back, and we'll be back in Engineer Mike. Yes, in 10 seconds.
This is LoveLine on radio station.
How it became a job.
But
it all happened.
I'm trying to figure out how you got to where you are today. So just so no one else does it.
I took a wrong.
No, I mean I'm curious. I'm curious how this
no.
works. Now, seriously. All right, engineer Mike, enough of the music. Now, seriously.
That would really make me
I'm
cry.
very
actually,
serious
that
here
music.
for a second.
Yes, sir.
You're always a class clown.
Pretty much.
And always had a good sense
Although
of
I
humor.
had an opening act, so it made it a lot easier.
All right, I'm going to shut the mic off.
Thank you. I needed that all night. Where was that earlier?
You'll never hear it again.
Yeah.
You then started doing stand-up in some of the local clubs out of high school?
Get that rim shot ready. I've got more.
Or still in high school?
I was in high school, and I would go to the comedy clubs, and I'd perform my act, and then I'd go back home and do my geometry homework, get on the bus, go to school.
Was it always a prop-oriented act?
No,
or
it
did
wasn't
you
at
start off?
first, and then I realized it was like a show and tell. I thought, I should start bringing stuff to the club and telling people, because I was always kind of an inventive kid.
Right.
I had a fort that had literally had wall-to-wall carpeting and electric windows and phones and faxes, and my dad was like, "What the hell? Where's all this power coming from?" Power bill doubled.
Right.
And he didn't realize that he had a second mortgage on the back of the house. I mean, there was another house, literally.
So you're
built
always
onto the house, all plugged in. It's one big. I mean,
You're
the
always
house
a
would
real
dim when I turn on my fort.
You're a crafty kid.
I'm a crafty kid. MacGyver and I share rent right now here in Hollywood.
It seems to be a trend here in comedians.
Yeah.
What's that?
The kind of crafty
She's crafty.
construction thing.
What the hell are you talking about?
Oh, Tim Allen, you mean?
Oh, he's talking about me.
Oh, you're crafty? You are very crafty.
I was forced to clean carpets. I don't know if that's crafty, but I had no fort. I had a refrigerator box out in the alley.
Oh,
okay?
wow.
That's what
There's
Daddy
nothing
gave.
wrong with that.
That's what Daddy gave his little son. And have wall-to-wall carpeting in that thing. We had wall-to-wall roaches. You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
All
Hey,
right.
get that rim shot ready.
So now, how old are you now?
I'm 28. As far as you know. Hey, what the hell?
And you started doing.
And I'm hung like a bear.
Started doing the open mics.
Started doing open mics and won a contest, and then I kept doing my my comedy, and I went to I guess it's like a college convention where you perform for a lot of the colleges, people that buy talent.
Right.
And I went up there and did a show and did quite well, and a lot of colleges booked me. So I went on this whole college circuit for a couple of years. I mean, I literally did like 5 shows in a day. I did like 300 colleges in a year. It was unbelievable. I did one at noon, and then I'd do one at night, and I'd do one at noon
But
the next morning.
that's what it takes to be a good stand-up. A lot of people
You
don't
built it-
realize that, but you have
yeah.
to just perform and perform and perform.
Right. I mean, I've been doing it like 10 years, so I've really built my I built my audience before. Then the television kind of helped. Like the Tonight Show called and say, you can come on, and once I started doing more television, it really helped.
And now you still enjoy performing?
Not at all. No, I enjoy it a lot. Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah, it's a blast. That's really where you release your... I mean, the Tonight Show tonight was very... That was the highlight of the whole... Well, this is the highlight of the day.
That's better.
But the Tonight Show, it was wonderful. I mean, yeah, the live performance is nothing better.
The
movie
many-
was fun, but you don't get that feedback. So you do your joke,
Right.
and there's nothing.
See, that's why I like radio. No feedback. Everyone leaves you alone.
Right.
You can go rent porn all afternoon. No one recognizes
There
you.
you go. Now I do know you from somewhere.
Did you... You don't have to perform as much as you used to, obviously. But how many nights out of the out of the year do you perform?
It depends. I mean, things changed when I was doing the movie. I didn't perform any. I just did the movie. But I guess about 3 or 4 shows a week, maybe 2, sometimes 2. Then the summer I just did weekends.
Right. So
Friday and Saturday.
So you're doing maybe a couple hundred dates a year?
Me and John Tesh. I'd open up and... No, I'm kidding. Yeah, we'd just do a weekend, like a Friday, Saturday, and then we'd come out here to L.A. and kind of work. And
Well, I envy you for wanting to perform it. I used to
it's
do
wonderful.
a little bit of stand-up, and I always despised it. Molly, 18, you're on LoveLine.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi, Molly.
Hi. Carrot Top, you're rad.
Oh, cool. I am red. Oh, rad. Thank you.
No, not red.
Where are you calling from?
Denver.
Denver.
Yeah.
A Mile High City. Cool.
Oh, yeah, it's great.
Yeah, you can't even breathe. There's no oxygen.
I know.
It's nuts.
It's a pain.
You got a question before we start talking about Elway?
Actually, I have a problem. I was
Uh-oh.
dating a guy at the very beginning of, like, high school. And,
Denver, we got a problem.
he was, like, my first everything. All that. The greatest guy on earth, right?
Right.
So we broke up, and we didn't speak for, like, 2 years, and now he's, like, married and stuff.
He's
And
18?
We just started...
How old is he?
He's 19.
All right.
How was that for a lot of women? I was their first guy. I was their everything. So I know what you're talking about. Keep going.
Great.
Great.
And so yeah, he and I just started talking again, and I'm rather promiscuous, and he's been trying to
Cool. I mean, okay.
not to be, and
Because he's married.
Well, no, I mean just with like random people. He
Wait,
just
I'm lost.
helped me out.
All right, wait a minute.
We're all
We
lost.
have to,
There's
we have to
three of us here.
recap here. You had a guy. He was Mr. Everything. He did everything to you for 2 years. You broke up. He's since married, but now you see each other a little bit.
Well, we didn't start to, but just recently, like 2 days ago.
All right, that's seeing each other a little bit, and you're having sex.
Yeah.
Okay, and he's just married.
Well, no, he's not just married. He's been married for about a year.
Oh, wow.
Is he happily married? Well, I guess not
no.
if he's having sex with you on the side.
That's him on the booty line, by the way.
Yeah, right, exactly. I recognize that voice.
Molly. All right, so you're basically a home wrecker. I mean, right?
You know what? I think this guy's a disaster.
Well,
I mean,
certainly.
And Molly,
Well, yeah,
I wouldn't
Molly-
be surprised. I mean, I'm guessing, and I'm not even making a good, maybe not even a good guess here, but that Molly's promiscuity is still a reaction to her pain from this guy having dumped her. Did he dump you?
Sure.
Did he dump you?
It was sort of a mutual
No,
thing,
honestly?
but I tried to get back together
Right.
with him.
And
Right,
and your
seriously.
promiscuity is mutual, but you want to get back together. That
Right.
would be
Right.
not mutual. That would
No.
be.
No. That's
I'm not even a doctor, and I get this one.
That's like saying I got fired, but it was a mutual thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted the job back, but
It was mutual.
we agreed on it.
All right, Molly.
Are you this how did you feel when you left that relationship?
Very bad.
And is that when you started your pattern of sexual activity?
Sort of, not really.
And
I
did-
can be in
and-
Denver in
and-
3 hours.
And you said you're
Rad.
promiscuous. When you have sex with these guys, how do you feel about yourself?
Boy, someone really wants to get a hold of you, by the way.
I know.
How do you feel about yourself when you do that stuff?
Actually, it's a really long story, but basically, it's like sex is sort of like a drug to me.
And what's the gratification you get from it?
It's just a lot of fun. It's basically why I do it. I mean, it's
Well, it's a drug to you, and usually drugs are being used initially for some kind of escape or treatment of some mood state or something.
That's why her phone's clicking. A lot of guys apparently are
Molly's
been over
home.
there.
But the point is that there's a possibility that
How many
Molly's-
cars do you have in your garage right
that
now?
this guy sounds like the kind of person that would really not be able to support another person's feelings, would hurt other people, and he's following that pattern now with his present wife. Disaster.
Yes, the guy's a joker.
You need to stay away from that.
And she's basically giving a gun to a criminal, is what she's doing.
She likes the abuse or needs the abuse for some reason.
Okay. So I put her on hold because I could not take the constant clicking in the background. But I would just say to summarize, stay away from the guy, if not for yourself, if not for him, but for his wife and his potential family. The guy's obviously showing his colors because he's screwing around with you, and he's just married. And let me tell you something. Married a year ago is just married, you fool.
Right.
Jeez, maybe it's not when you get married when you're 17
That is
because
pretty-
it's just...
It's also
That is pretty funny.
you've
No,
had-
he's been married for 6 months. He's
You've had-
been...
These two for
Right.
a long time. These
Right.
two should be poster children for why not to get married when you're 18, 19.
And he,
There's plenty of Denver Broncos to go out with. Now leave him alone.
Carrot, Carrot, you're not married, are you?
Beavis?
You're not
What's
married.
that? No,
No?
I'm not married.
Uh-huh.
No. And kids, I don't know, but if I have somewhere, I'm sure.
You have a girlfriend?
Sure, I don't have... That doesn't reach these markets, does it? Yeah. No.
No. Boyfriend?
No.
No.
God, no.
Okay.
Never been down that path.
That's good. That would be too surreal having
Wouldn't
that
it,
carrot
though?
top moving
Oh, my
behind you.
God.
But
Exactly.
do you get around okay? I mean, you travel around. A lot of women like the
I
man
can't
with the
keep them off
comedy.
me. Are you kidding me? I am a sexual magnet. People...
No, I believe you. Because
No.
you're up there, you're controlling the audience, you're you're
I do all
smacking
right,
the trash
you know.
can lids together and saying something funny, and everyone loves it.
I don't smash trash cans together. I'm not that Broadway play. What are they called? Bang or whatever they're called.
Right, scattered.
What the hell they called?
Stomp.
Stomp.
Right.
I'm not Stomp.
Scat.
I was in Stomp when I was a black guy. I was in Stomp, but not anymore. I've now gone to my own little thing.
But you get a lot of women, right?
I do okay. I do okay. You know.
And do you
know
ever
what they say about a guy with big hair?
Do you ever halfway into sex does the girl ever stop
Wait,
and go?
your name come up? No, never actually.
Does she ever yell, "Oh my God, I'm having sex with Carrot Top"?
Usually every time. Yeah, that's usually what stops it. Right about then.
I don't know why. It just would be a surreal experience.
No,
and not
usually-
that you're not an
and usually-
attractive man.
Right. Thank you, Adam. Being so close to one another right now. We're a foot from each other. We're about to kiss, actually.
Don't
aren't
hit me. Mason, 18, you're on LoveLine with CT.
Yo, what's up? Carrot Top, you kick it, dude. You're bad.
Oh, thanks.
I got red hair just like you, man.
Right on. See? Any problem with the babes?
Heck yeah.
Oh, there is?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
And
let me explain how often guys with red hair who are out of comedy get laid. Never. Go ahead, Mason.
I'm kind of a comedian. Yeah, okay, first Carrot Top.
Yes, sir.
Dude, my hair's just like yours and all that, curly and all that. How do you get your hair to do that, man?
How do I get to do it? Hey, man, I have a team of people come over in the morning, and they style it for me.
He's got kind of that Danny Bonaducci thing going,
okay,
really.
That's it.
Cool, and then I just had a suggestion for your nickname there, Adam.
Yeah.
My nickname is RMD, Red Muff Diver.
Wait a minute, I can't hear anything anymore. All right, Carrot Top. Now you've gone too much.
Really?
Start punching things because that's the way things work around here.
Cord? Sorry.
Yeah, you jostled something, and now I can't hear anything. Drew, do something. Take the next
Can you really
call.
not hear anything?
Yeah, why don't you put your phones over here? Hold on.
Here.
Oh, really?
I did. I broke the studio. Cool.
It's not hard to do.
Can you hear me though?
No, believe me, a wind blows through here. Hey, that worked.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, I'll go with that.
Over here.
Steve, 21, you're
Boy,
on
I
LoveLine.
broke the studio.
Hello, Adam. Carrot Top, Dr. Drew.
Hey.
I knew I just barely touched the cabinet. It broke.
Okay, I have a question for Dr. Drew.
Yeah.
Well, kind of long story. My girlfriend about 2 years ago got a pen pal from Ireland who was a guy.
From where?
Ireland.
From Ireland. Didn't bother me until she went over to see him last year.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, we started falling apart but tried to retain friendship.
All right, hold on. Don't say anything.
Adam's changing his headphone again. All right.
All right, so guy from Ireland, pen pal, and now she went over to see him.
No, that was last August. Well, again, she went over to see him this year. Since then, we broke up and just tried to be friends.
Mm-hmm.
And I was fine with everything, and she came back about a month ago, and I was really bothered by the end of the time when she was coming back.
From Ireland.
Huh?
Coming back from Ireland?
Yeah, when she was coming back, I started getting really depressed.
Yeah.
And I told her I don't want to see her anymore because she's in love. She's most likely getting married to him in April.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, she's been corresponding with him for a long time. She's made a few trips over to the homeland, and why not?
That does sound kind of bizarre.
Well, I was with her for 5 years.
Yeah, and she strikes this up on a computer network, some pen pal thing, and goes and visits, and then just get
And she essentially got started on her next relationship halfway into your relationship.
Halfway? Like just in the middle of that relationship.
I'm 21. I was thinking of getting married to her this year.
Okay.
Obviously,
I was
fortunate.
really committed.
Very fortunate that you did not.
Yeah, but since she came back, I told her I don't want to see her anymore. It's more when I'm alone. If I'm just sitting alone, I'm really depressed.
Yeah.
Yeah, join the club.
But I mean, I'm always out. I'm always trying to just avoid it. And I want to know where I could go or someone I could call or something.
How long has this been?
I don't try it, because if I just pen it up inside of me, I'm going to snap.
How long has this been going on for?
About a month on and off. It'll be like 1 or 2 days. I'm doing really good. 3 or 4
so
days.
normal. So normal.
Yeah. Oh.
Adam's been there.
I was thinking about today how miserable I was when I was in my early 20s and went through this horrible breakup, and I was just
we all
junk
have.
for
It's nuts.
a year.
Right.
Yeah,
Every song that comes on the radio, you're like, damn it.
Yeah.
Everything. You end up driving down the highway crying, right? We've all done that, right?
Right.
Okay,
I'm,
great.
I'm listening to the
right.
Pete Ellis Dodge jingle, and I'm going, oh, yes. It reminds me of her. Yeah, I mean, it's horrible. And it's really, you can't escape from it.
No.
It's really
Right.
like taking a...
Go home and take a bath with Irish Spring. That usually helps.
No, I doubt it.
Steve, this goes on for like 6 to 12 months. Even if you try to escape by jumping into another relationship, the choices you make are inevitably terrible.
I know. I mean, the thing is, I didn't have a problem with it until she got back.
Well, look, just for whatever reason you didn't begin mourning the loss. You're going to have to grieve this in some fashion, and you're doing that now. It's normal.
It's just,
it's
I don't
just,
like and
no
I've
one
never
does.
felt this pain.
It's unfortunate.
And
it's part of the deal.
I mean, we did everything right. I mean, we didn't even sleep together till after a year and a half.
Right.
I mean, we were
Wrong.
Now you wish you nailed her earlier.
Wrong. There's the problem.
No, didn't you say we were talking about this? We were spending all those hours on that airplane that one day. We were saying that if we had the opportunity to tell someone what that's all about and how to get through it, just put one foot in front of the other. Was that we finally decided our advice was, Adam?
Well, Drew and I were flying to New York or someplace like that. We were sitting next to each other, and we got into a little bonding. I'm guessing because I had too many complimentary cocktails on the plane and really didn't have anyone else to open up to. And Drew and I have been through our share of these types of experiences early in the 20s, and so we did bond. And the thing is there's
You guys want me to leave?
No, you can bond with us. Okay. There's absolutely no escaping it.
I know.
It's just a process that you go through.
It'll be painful, but you know what? You have to go through it once.
Right.
So you know.
And the deal is do not act on any stupid impulse. Right. Don't kill yourself. Don't kill her.
Right.
Don't.
No, I'm not like that. The only thing that makes it really hard also is I've been getting a lot of calls and like letters from her family. They really like me.
Well, Steve, cut it off. That's brutal to you. That's cruel.
That's what I used to do, by the way. I used to go right to the mom and dad. Could you write her a letter for me and tell so
you
don't
torture
do
yourself.
That.
You really do torture
you
yourself when this
You do. You know what it is? It's like when you have a loose tooth and you have to keep playing with it with your tongue. There's nothing worse, but you can't stop doing it. Steve?
Yeah?
There's no quick fix here. Just don't do anything stupid and don't do anything you're going to regret. I mean, I look back at a lot of my experiences
Just pull
and I'm humiliated.
And what you regret most is how much of your life you wasted being miserable.
Oh, exactly.
Really?
And what a big puss I was. I mean, I ran into this girl at it was at Bobcat's 34th birthday I was at
you didn't tell me
3 months ago.
No kidding.
This girl, beautiful, loved her, was just nutty for her, and this is 5 years ago, and I haven't thought about her since, but I ran into her, and when I was looking at her, talking to her, I realized I'd made the last time I saw you, I was busy making the biggest a-hole of myself. Just snibbling like an idiot, just doing all those stupid things, and really basically saying, listen, here's my penis, I'd like you to lube it up and wedge it in my rectum, please.
Wow.
And I really made an ass of myself, and now I'm talking to her, and I'm going overboard with the coolness, because I'm compensating
now. And all
now.
this over RuPaul. You'd think that, you live and learn
I didn't know
these things.
I didn't know it had a penis.
Right, you never do until you're home and you go, Jesus Christ, you have a penis. The hell?
Carrot.
Yes, sir. Is the mic still on? Okay,
Relax,
good.
we're going to commercial.
No!
Welcome to the biggest show on earth, thrills galore, the strangest freaks, the highest acrobats, and the funniest clowns.
LoveLine, we'll be right back.
We got Engineer Coop in there sort of sitting in while Engineer Mike looks over his shoulder. And Engineer Mike usually gives me the cue with the big wave arm and the finger. And Coop's got his own kind of laid-back style to the cue, which is he just sort of looks at me and goes, huh? And I go,
Mike, put that on a cart.
I look back at him and I go, huh? And he goes, huh? He doesn't move his arms or anything. He just gives me the eye, like I'm supposed to read his pupils or something. Come on, give me the big hand wave, Coop. This is radio. I've been working my whole life to get the big hand wave. All right, bone up on that. No, don't do it now. You're confusing me. 1-800-LOVE-191 is the phone number. 310-854-4455 is the fax number. Here with CT Carrot, top fresh off his Tonight Show appearance. And don't bother tuning in yet because he'll not be around till a little bit after 12.
Yeah, 12:05. Well, maybe 12. I'd check right when you say, good night, everybody. I'd click this off and turn on the TV.
And so they didn't bring you in right at the end.
No, I came in I was right at the top, man.
Plugging a movie.
They put in Jeff Daniels, and I came in at 12 o'clock. Yeah.
So you were nestled between guests.
I was nestled right in between, boy.
Jeff Daniels and a supermodel.
Yes.
I'll tell you, that's quite flattering because normally, like we were talking about earlier, they bring the comedians on, they perform, and then they say goodnight, and they don't bring them onto the sofa to talk.
Jay, that's one reason why I like doing Jay. Jay's really nice to me. A lot of people are always like, why do you do Leno? Dude, Letterman. I'm like, one, Letterman hasn't asked me to do the show, but Leno, I've been on there like 8 or 9 times. He's great. He always brings me on, and he's really nice.
He's a nice guy. I gotta tell you a quick
nice guy.
Jay Leno story. I had sex with him in the late 60s.
And we all knew that. It's okay.
That's
what the show's all about, Adam, and let it go. It's
building a house across the street from where he lived up in the Laurel Canyon Hills at the time.
Wow.
Since then, I'm sure he's thrown some chic out of his palace and bought that. But this is about 10 years ago.
But I'm sure he did it nicely, because Jay wouldn't just throw him out. Do you mind leaving?
He was living in the house directly across the street from the house I was rebuilding. I wasn't rebuilding it. I was an apprentice carpenter. I was 21.
You were doing those closet build-outs.
And I was helping one of these guys. Actually, we were working in the closet. Thank you, Drew. And I was helping my man. And Leno was basically just a working stand-up at that time. He wasn't a household name, but I, being interested in comedy, recognized him. And I used to see this guy. He'd come out, meanwhile, I was there at 7 a.m. every morning, drinking bad coffee, making $6.50 an hour, and, getting stucco all over me for a living. And I used to see Leno walk out about 11:30 in his bathrobe with a portable phone and get the newspaper. Then he'd walk back in the house.
We don't want to see that. I really don't want to see
He
Jay
didn't have
Leno in
a boner.
bathrobe.
He didn't have a boner.
Well, I just don't want to see Jay in a bathrobe.
And he'd go back in the house for like 2 hours, and then he'd come back out about 1:30, 2 o'clock.
Without the bathrobe. Ho!
Just dressed.
Okay.
He'd open his garage, and he'd start working on all his toys, again with the portable phone sitting there next to him. And he had all these vintage old motorcycles, and he actually had a motorcycle hoist in his garage, and he'd be working on all these great old bikes and everything. And I just looked at him, and I said, this is the life for me. You walk around in a bathrobe, you work on motorcycles all day. And so I went over there. After work, I would go over there while he'd be in the garage because it was directly across the street, and I would just start poking around and helping him wrench on. No, not poking
Hand me
around.
a 3/8, please. Here you go, Jay.
But I would.
Thank you. How about a 1/8?
I love that stuff, so I was helping him out, and he was really ultra cool.
Yeah, did he finally go, who are you, and call the cops and get the hell out of my
No,
driveway?
he knew what I was doing across the street there, and I was asking about getting into comedy and whatnot, and he was telling me to go out to some place on Ventura Boulevard called the Deli Smoker. Yeah, they got an open mic over there, and
one morning you could have just met, step to step, and you could have been in your bathrobe, and you could have gone, Jay, and he would have been in his bathrobe, and it would have been a moment there.
No, there
you could
wouldn't
have had your
been.
phone. You could have called him on your phone to his phone, and you could have talked in bathrobes.
He wouldn't give me his phone number.
Yeah, but you could look it up.
But he was very polite. And
Yeah, he's very,
so I have
very
nothing
nice.
but nice things to say
Jay's a
about
very nice guy. He's
him.
a-
What is
he's
this
a hell of a
over
dude.
here?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry. Just
we're not?
follow my instructions here.
Okay, then we got the Wizard
Hey,
of
you go with the doctor here.
Oz over there. Jeff, 17, you're on LoveLine with Carrot Top.
Yeah, what's going on?
Hey.
You got a problem, man.
You all right? Is Kevorkian over there? You okay?
Yeah, cool. Nah, my girlfriend got pregnant, man.
When?
A few weeks ago.
And by you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the thing is when I'm 18, will she be able to take me for child support or whatever?
You're 17, and how old is she?
She's 20.
She's 20?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jeff, there's no doubt about that.
I like the phraseology, by the way. Take me for child support.
Right. Yeah.
You have what
You
is
got it.
called a fiduciary responsibility for that child.
Yeah.
And when you're of age, she can come after you for that, and you're obliged to pay it.
When
for the
he's,
rest,
when he's 18.
right.
Yeah.
When he's 18.
And coincidentally, until the kid's 18.
Yeah.
So you do the math.
All right, but here's the thing, all right?
Hmm?
We have this on videotape of her, the whole conception.
Oh, conception.
But
What?
there's no sound on this, right?
Right.
And
I want to see where this logic is going.
Yeah.
I'm holding my breath, Jeff.
The thing is, she got pregnant.
Well, you gonna do some dubbing?
Well, no, all right, here's the thing. We're doing it, right?
Yeah.
And she's telling me that she wants me to get her pregnant. And I'm saying no. And what happens is when I'm ready to pull out, she takes ballet, right? So she has these strong legs, and she goes and I'm getting ready to pull out. She just keeps me in, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
She does a pirouette on your schwanz.
Exactly.
Yeah, we've had that. Jesus. So what did you do to Nadia? No.
So what you're saying is basically you're looking to get out of this responsibility called your child, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And you're very crafty, by the way, Jeff. And what you would like to do is you're saying if you had some audio on this, that you could haul that into court and say, Your Honor, stop the tape. Clearly, my client is saying I'm pulling out and ruining the comforter, but she clamped down on me, and therefore I'm not responsible for the youngin.
I don't. The whole ironic thing about it is that there's no sound. It looks like.
Well, I'm available for voiceover. I do a lot of voiceover stuff.
Just start figuring out how you're going to provide the child support, all right?
Yes, Jeff.
Yes, there's nothing I can do.
Jeff, please.
Yes,
please.
Let me tell you what you have in common with OJ. You both got off, and you're gonna be ostracized by society if you do not take care of yourself. Please, I can only imagine how this kid's gonna turn out.
Okay, Your Honor, there we are. Which one's you? Okay, that's me right there.
I'll tell you what we ought to do. Here's what we ought to do as a society. Instead of everyone just paying tons and tons of taxes, and I know, Carrot Top, you're a big wheel, and it must kill you to go do a gig, and you book a big hall, and there's, 75 people there. No, you're doing a big hall at a college or what have you. There's 3,000 screaming kids. You're making a bundle, and when you walk home, you're just walking home with just a slice of that because the tax man is reaming you. Am I right? I mean,
Taxes?
You make good money.
Do I pay taxes?
Yes,
No,
you
taxes,
do.
right? Yes. Yeah.
And in all seriousness, it must kill you. I got a check.
God, now you put it that way.
I got a check for the TV show Drew and I did a million years ago. The check was for $7,500. I claimed 3 dependents. After taxes, I got a check, $3,600 I got.
But you know...
Less than half of that $7,500.
Oh,
You know what? I don't do it for the money. I do it for the love.
Suddenly, Mr. Left Wing, Mr. Pro-Government, is rethinking his position in politics.
Absolutely.
But see, you don't do it
Tough
for the
love.
money. You do it for the love of the business.
Are you nuts?
Yeah, but suddenly when you have to belly up, it feels a lot different, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. And here's my plan.
The real question you have to ask yourself is what do you get for that?
What do I get?
What do you get in terms of if you took that money and invested it anywhere?
But you know what?
Couldn't you have done a lot more with that?
Yeah, as a taxpayer, what I get is another prison filled with another guy who committed some non-consensual crime, like basically did a little too much acid at a Grateful Dead concert, and another aircraft carrier hovering over the Persian Gulf somewhere. That's what I get for my money. Still the potholes in the road, still being held up at the ATM. Absolutely. And another parking ticket on my windshield because I bought another Chevette for those demon seeds to cruise around in, those buzzards, those vermin, parking enforcement people. They haven't bled me dry enough. But
Adam, you need a hug, buddy.
Can I have one during the commercial?
Can. You sure can.
You're not going to hug me with some kind of weird device. It's going to be a real Carrot Top hug?
It's going to be a real Carrot Top hug.
Now, here's what I'm thinking we ought to do. I ought to just adopt one of these kids. I ought to take this last caller's kid and just go, screw it. Instead of paying taxes,
or adopt the highway, fill the holes.
Yeah, I'll be like Bette Midler.
Adopt the highway, fill the holes.
This is good, Adam. This goes with your Norplan platform.
That's it.
This like the paper number 1. Number 2 is the adopt a kid.
Right. Yeah. All right. Christine, 26. You're on LoveLine with Carrot Top.
Finally.
I'm going to adopt you, Christine.
Okay.
Finally.
Unless I find out what's your problem first.
Okay, it's
All right. Hold on a second.
That poor girl. She goes, finally, and we just cut her off.
Well, let me explain something.
Wait a second.
As Drew pointed out with his chimp-like arms, Christine was on hold. Looky here, Carrot Top. Christine was on hold for 10 minutes and 35, 40 seconds.
This one here's been on since yesterday.
Now, up here, Tina has been on hold for 107 minutes.
Are you serious?
And I'll bet she gives us no lip when we punch her up. Tina, 21, you're on LoveLine with Carrot Top.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, dun da da da. We need music.
Perky and
107 minutes with music.
Fresh and perky like an extra in a douche commercial.
Well, you guys are funny.
Thank you.
Okay. My question is for Dr. Drew. I was wondering, I was abstaining for like 2 years, and then recently I became sexually active again, and I don't get my period on a regular basis, so I took a pregnancy test to make sure that I wasn't pregnant, and it was negative, but I've had like this weird hormonal change since I started having sex again. So
what has that weird change been?
Deep voice and a goatee?
No, like my face broke out and my breasts have been really tender, and it's just
that also goes along with ovarian cysts and your periods being delayed for endometriosis.
Well,
and stuff like that.
no, my periods. I mean, it's been like that since I was 14, and I have been.
I understand,
out.
but I'm wondering if there isn't just coincidental that that this is all happening. Did you wait 2 weeks after your sexual contact before?
Oh yeah, it was like 7 weeks.
All right, so you're not pregnant.
Okay, so most of them are pretty normal and
they're pretty accurate. Yeah, they're pretty accurate tests.
Why did you sit out the sexual ball game for 2 years?
Basically, I just really wasn't interested.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you take care of yourself during those 2 years?
No.
Was there something that made you stop? What made you just stop being interested?
Because the last guy I was with before that he turned out to be married.
Oh well. Yeah, that always does it.
And
you were in shock.
I felt really guilty about it for a long time, and then I just didn't trust men, so.
See, that's the difference between guys and girls. See, girls like, oh, he's married. We're like, all right, I had sex with a married chick. Cool.
Right. Yeah, it is true. There is a sort of horrible double standard
right,
there.
It really
What?
is. Cool.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. In the back of a Volvo.
No,
you know,
but
that's always the...
there's plenty of women who do plenty of home wrecking,
and I'm glad
too,
his
though.
wife drives a Volvo because there's a lot of room in the back of those things.
But this is a nice reaction. This is a nice, healthy reaction.
Right.
Basically,
Right.
you were shocked, you were traumatized, so you basically sat out and you collected yourself, you
Right.
gathered yourself, and now you're going to step back into the sexual arena.
She's on deck.
When you're ready. Yes, you basically had the donut on the fungo bat, you took your swings, and now you're ready to step up to the plate.
Right on.
All right, and I'll come up with more baseball analogies with Carrot Top and Dr. Drew after this.
Kick it! I want to love you.
LoveLine will be right back, and boy, will we be mad if you bail.
Hi, this is Chad Smith.
And this is Dave Navarro. We're from the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
And you're listening to LoveLine with
Dr. Drew
and Adam
Carolla.
Really?
Those guys needed, like, cue cards. Did you hear him?
No,
This is Dave Navarro from
You know
Chili
that-
Peppers.
I swear to God,
I
that
forgot where they were
just
from.
sounded like somebody taped some sort of MTV interview and then a Toyota commercial or something and just pieced the whole.
It kind of did sound like that, didn't it?
Yeah, like a ransom note.
Right.
You know, where
This
you
is
clip
kind
different
of a-
letters out of different newspapers.
It did kind of sound like they put that together.
Well, whatever. They're big
This is-
fans.
Yeah, up, and they're watching two lines on seven. Right.
Yeah, big fans of the show, the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Carrot Top is here tonight, if you haven't already figured that one out. I am Adam Carolla, Dr. Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. Christine, 26. Sporting a little attitude last time we spoke, about 8.5 minutes ago. I'm guessing it's cleared up. Am I right, Christine?
Absolutely.
That's what I like. That was like time out for our listeners.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, take a deep breath. Now let it out.
She's 26. She'll be on hold for another 26 minutes.
Are you serious?
No, go ahead.
Okay, I can tell you.
Yeah.
Okay, this is what's going on. My boyfriend lives with a couple that he's known for around 4 years, and he recently moved in here with them, and he likes to walk around in his underwear, or like practically naked, and it really bothers me.
Does he have a big S on his chest?
No.
Does he have a big brown stain on his shorts?
And
Yeah, right.
I've said, I said that it makes me feel uncomfortable, and I don't like it, and I don't think he cares how I feel about it.
Christine,
I
let me
don't think he understands.
All right, listen. Hold on. I know this has become quite cathartic for you, Christine, but could you relax for a second? We're not walking around nude.
Okay.
This is your boyfriend that's walking around in the underwear in front of the couple?
Yes.
And what does the couple have to say about it?
Well, the girlfriend of the boyfriend that they live with, I think she likes it because she always compliments him on his underwear.
His
Well,
underwear?
what else you got to compliment the guy on?
Hey, nice Joe boxers. I mean, what do you...
What?
He's not wearing anything but underwear. I'm sure if
Now,
he
is
had
he
a
wearing
cardigan
boxers
on.
or is he wearing one of those nut huggers? What does he wear? I mean, seriously, because
they're like little shorts.
they're like little
If
shorts?
I find you stealing my underwear
they have
again, here's what's
elastic.
going to happen.
They have the elastic, and it says Jake on it or something, and it's like little shorts.
Okay.
I mean, they are really cute, but I mean, they're not shorts; they're underwear, and I don't
okay.
think it's appropriate.
And is it just that? Does he wear T-shirts or anything? Or
No,
just,
he doesn't wear a T-shirt or anything.
He just walks around in his underwear.
Yeah, and he did it tonight, and I got upset. I gave him a dirty look.
But why? I don't understand. Are y'all just sitting around the living room or something?
Well, I was doing some homework, and he was in the kitchen getting dinner, and with his other roommate, and then his girlfriend came home and complimented him on his underwear, and I just could not believe that he was standing around in his underwear in front of his
What did you do?
I went outside to have a cigarette in my car.
Right, this is the thing. I gave him a dirty look, and I went outside.
Hold on. Christina.
I know this.
Okay, Christina.
Okay.
Listen to me. When my finger's hovering dangerously close to the drop button. Do you understand that? All right. Now, I've sized you up, Christina. You're very uptight. Everything from that little snide remark you gave us when we punched in, she's been on hold for 10 minutes, she goes popping off to us. Never in the history of Loveline do we get that. Do we get that, Drew?
Never.
No. Christina
Zero.
pops off. Then she's talking about the dirty look. Then I can hear it in her voice. Christina, you're very controlling. You're very uptight. Okay?
I am not
yes,
controlling.
Yes, you are.
I
Now,
have a hard life.
I understand.
What is so hard about your life?
It's hard.
Why?
I don't want to get into it.
Why?
But
Well, that's what the whole show's about. Tell us about yourself. What do you do?
Question.
Wait, we got to know the context in which this is all evolving. What is hard about your life?
Okay, I just need to ask you something. Why do I feel this way? Why do I get like so protective? I don't want him being,
You know what? I think it's totally appropriate if you're uncomfortable that you should be able to influence his behavior. The problem
I
is,
think he needs to validate my feelings.
but Christina,
He's not doing that.
you wait until you're so pissed off that when you let your feelings loose, they make him defensive.
Right.
If right at the beginning, if you said, honey, come here, I got to talk to you about something. This business anywhere?
Maybe you should put some
this
shorts on.
Yes, really makes me uncomfortable. Don't give the dirty looks, and I'm outside, and I'm acting out. I'm getting angrier and angrier. It's already done.
You know what? I tried the nice approach. I tried the nice, loving approach. A couple weeks ago, he was walking around. He rolled his underwear up his butt, up his crotch, and was like walking around. Look at me. And
Well,
he
guess
was,
what?
he was flaunting himself.
Well, maybe that's the thing. I'm sure he is. I'm sure that's exactly what.
Then you're done.
Please,
Yeah.
everyone settle for a second because
I said, if you want to do that, that's fine. I can accept
Christine,
it. It's okay.
Christine. All right. I'm letting her talk herself
Time
out for
out.
a second.
I want to find out the context in which this is
I'm
going on.
telling
What
you.
hard life does she have?
What is
What
the
does
hard
she
life,
do
yeah?
that's so hard she can't come home and see her boyfriend in underwear?
Are you two
something
Are you two chatty Cathys done bantering back and forth? Because I am
yes,
locked onto her like a tomahawk missile.
Oh, wise one, please. Go, turn her back on.
First
and you
off,
talk to her.
the reason the guy's giving himself a self-imposed wedgie and walking around the house is only to yank Christine's chain. Christine, I'm feeling a ton of anger in her voice. Do you
ton.
feel that
Oh,
anger?
yeah, a ton.
Much more anger than would be appropriate for a guy walking around in a pair of boxer shorts.
Right.
First off, women walk around in boxer shorts during the summer
I do.
anyway.
No one ever girlfriends I've gone out with ever said, walk around.
It's no big deal. It's like a pair of
In
swim
fact, when
trunks.
people come over, I demand of it that they get in their underwear. Everyone is in their underwear.
Let's not get too far off track with
Okay.
underwear talk. We're going to come back to Christine, and we're going to figure out why she's so uptight. I'm guessing somebody did her wrong.
Right. We got to find out the context.
She works in an underwear store.
What's hard about your life?
Okay, I don't want to get into that.
Christine,
I just want,
please.
We have to.
Please,
That's
we
part of the
have
show.
to. You can't.
I just want to.
All right, listen, Christine, you are like a person who brings a car into the mechanic and says, just fix it. And the
Right.
guy says, but what's it doing? Is it stalling? Is it backfiring? Is it sputtering? Just fix it.
Just fix it, and just fix it for $12.
Right.
Right. You have to know the history so we know where to begin. Christine?
Hi, Adam.
Okay, now take a breath with me, sweet pea. Now, why is your life so hard, and why was it so hard before you met this guy? Because this is the problem. It's not the underwear.
Okay, I just want to make a statement, and then I'll let you know.
All right.
I enjoy walking around nude if I'm the only one or if he's around, okay? Or even around my sisters. I don't mind. I like not having clothes on. And I enjoy him being in his underwear around me. But I don't think it's appropriate if he's doing it in front of other people. That's all.
We agree.
Okay, we all agree on that.
Right.
We've established that. Now let's talk about you and scratch beneath your surface a little and figure out why you're so angry.
I'm not angry. I'm a happy person.
Why is your life so
You
hard?
have a
then?
rough life.
I've just been struggling, and I have to struggle for a couple more years until I finish school, whatnot. Everything will be fine. I'm taking care of everything.
What is the problem? What is it you're taking care of?
Everything that's going on in my life.
What is-
I'm taking care of everything.
What is
There's
What
nothing
is
wrong
everything?
with me.
What is everything? What is everything?
I'm getting everything that I need to get
Christine,
taken care of done.
what is everything?
What is that?
Okay, work, school, bills, car, just everything. And I don't understand what my role is as a girlfriend.
Christine,
I
stop.
don't know.
Stop.
I'm not sure. I don't.
Maybe you need to have a talk with him
Wow,
about that.
Christine, you're blowing us all away here. I mean, we're all dealing with those everything.
I mean, that's
Yeah,
everything.
that's
That's
life.
what-
I
That's
know
life.
that.
Carrot Top has
That's why I
3
wanna get
trailers
that.
full of junk he's got to juggle every
I've
night.
got to deal with this right now.
But he comes in here with a big smile on his face
Right.
and a song in his heart.
It's all going to work out. It's all going to work itself out. You seem like you have a head on your shoulders. Maybe you just sit down with your boyfriend and say, look, put some damn shorts on.
Unless you...
And then you got some friends over. Let's come up with some kind of deal.
All right.
You know, that's all.
But and
I think he's taunting with you. I think he's doing it on purpose because,
he's tugging her chain.
He's totally doing that.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure he's having fun with the girl being there. He's probably showing off with the other girlfriend of the roommate,
I'm
and
sure
he's
he
having
looks
fun
good.
with it.
Here's the deal. Stop talking about the underwear. That's not the issue. It's all your anger that's the issue. Stephanie, 19, you're on LoveLine with Carrot Top.
Hi.
Did you, hey,
I like
Stephanie,
that.
did
I
you
like
hear
that.
her? I'm
Yeah.
happy. I'm the happiest frickin' broad in the world.
I'd love to give all my problems, but anyway, that's not the point. Okay, I have a question to, I guess, whoever can answer it. When does, your fear of intimacy become, not just like a childhood, normal thing? When's it unhealthy to not want to let go?
It's always unhealthy to be really afraid of intimacy.
Because,
it's normal to be, respectful and careful with being vulnerable, but to be truly afraid of intimate contact.
it's like I'll get to a certain point and, the Iron Curtain, you know?
Right. And that's usually some significant problem in your childhood.
Okay. 'Cause
What happened?
I don't know. I mean, I've gone through a lot this year. I found out, I guess, a year and a half ago that who I know is my dad isn't my biological father.
Okay.
My family's moved. I'm on my own or
All right,
whatever.
so some very heavy stuff went on that in your family early on. They've been hiding from you, among other things.
Yeah.
And so who knows what went on when you were 2 years old.
Because I wasn't, resentful or anything. I wasn't even mad at my mom. It just kind of, okay, it's one of those things. I'll move on.
Guess what? There's some massive denial
But
going
you're
on in that.
betrayed.
Yeah.
I mean, you're fooled all these years.
You had no alternative but to do that, really, just for survival. But the fact is, if you really were able to get in touch with what feelings are under that, I mean, that's just denial. It's like, hey, your sister just died. Oh, okay, well, I got to get on with life.
Let me give another car analogy for intimacy. You have to drive, especially you live here in L.A., like
Right.
Big Time Carrot Top and Dr. Drew do. And the thing is it's dangerous because you could get in an accident. You have your legs amputated. You have some drunken driver plow through you and kill you and the
Well, I'm
entire
sure Drew
family.
just has his driver drive him, but us.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, he has his au pair behind the wheel. But the
Right.
deal is this: you have to drive. So what do? You take precautions. You put your seatbelt on. You check your mirror when you change lanes, and that's the same with intimacy. You got to get involved. You got to get out there. You got to have a relationship. You don't want to do it with a guy who's going to run you over.
I got it. You're the analogy man.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Oh yeah.
That's it.
You're
The
Carrot
analogy
Top
man. You're the,
man.
yeah, exactly.
Andrea, 18, you're on
I love that.
line with Carrot Top. Oh, what? Oh, and producer Ann wants me to go to break.
No.
We got a few minutes. Okay.
Analogy man, Carrot Top, and Dr. Drew will be right back.
Yes, Andrea, you hold, and we'll be back.
We'll be right back, dude.
All right. Real super fast. Andrea, 18, you're on LoveLine.
Hello.
Real fast.
This is my problem. Okay, I've been going out with this guy for about 8 months now, and when I started going out with him, he was a virgin, and when we started having sex, and it was to the point where he would come in seconds.
Oh, I told you not to call down here. Hang up on her. Hang up on her.
And it was
Damn it.
got to the point where I just maybe even just put my hand on his pants and he would come. So I was wondering if this is a problem or if there's something that I can do,
Well, stop putting your hand down his pants.
Right.
I can just see it now.
It's a problem for you. It's a problem for
Andrew's
him.
later on after we finish dinner, I'm going to put my hand down your pants. Oh,
God.
All right. Andrea, we've talked about this before. There's two quick fixes. Let him pleasure himself a short time before he tries to pleasure you. In other words, taking a bullet out of the chamber. Number two, the Jim Varney, the Hey Vern guy poster on the ceiling of the boudoir would probably help with that. Carrot Top. to
your burn poster.
I want to thank you for coming out. You
Oh,
were
man.
a red-headed delight.
My pleasure.
And everyone look
Thank you,
for
man.
Carrot Top in about 8-10 minutes
Yeah.
because he's going to be on the fabulous Leno show. Drew, thank you. Producer Ann, thank you in your funky mood tonight. Jumping all over me. Don't give me that look. What was that? Okay, now she's flicking me off. I want to thank Sherry. I want to thank Lisa. I want to thank Coop for doing a good job and the One Nut Wonder. And wait. All right. Don't miss Carrot Top, September 13th at the Warner Theater in Fresno. Saturday the 14th at the Warfield Theater in Frisco. Then the 15th, he's going to be in Thousand Oaks performing at the Arts Center. And then Saturday, September 21st, the Vic Theater in Chicago. We are done, and until tomorrow when we have Poe on, mahalo.
Gee, it hurts when I urinate. I've got these lesions.
Engineer Mike, put that on a card, please.
You've been listening to LoveLine.
The opinions expressed on LoveLine, especially by Adam Carolla,
are not necessarily those of the staff, management, or sponsors.
Or even the character voices. LoveLine, produced by Ann Wilkins for Westwood One Entertainment. Copyright 1996. So don't even think it.